Vikings and of the Romans right here today. Not no goddamn, because they understand who Jesus is. They understand that he's a composite God that have many attributes of the original gods. But, you know, they'll give you the composite God, but they go behind the veil, which I'm going to deal with. They go back to the older deity. That's why you see Saturn, Helios, Mithra. You see Thor. All of them is still in the days of the week because they control the wheel. They control your understanding of chronology, chronos. You see what I'm saying? And so you're looking here at all the lands that the Romans conquered. So even when you talk about all areas of Europe was established by Rome, all of them. So those were the original holidays in Italy, in Greece, in Turkey, in France, in London, all of that. You see what I'm saying? All of that. And so we looking at here, the land of the where's Scandinavia? We talking about Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark. They got a greater claim. And when you look at the attributes, and so you niggas is worshiping goddamn treacherous Vikings, brutes. These is brute deities, savage brute deities. Ain't no way around. There ain't no energy moving through that for no African people. I'm not giving this goddamn lecture just for motherfuckers. This is like walking off the cliff of chaos. You know what I'm saying? We saying, you know, we about revolution and we about, you know, African consciousness, but I see so-called conscious nigga got a tree in their goddamn house, which means that they don't have no goddamn connection to the ancestors, because the only ancestors that they worshiping is the Caucasoid brute ancestors. That's what he's doing. Okay? And so we got to give all that shit up. If we want to make our own holidays to our own ancestors, that's what we should do. And we should spend every fucking cent with our own people. There's no way you talking about liberation and revolution and reparation, and you can't even self-repair yourself by not giving over what little economics you got to the goddamn beast right here and right now. Self-reparation. What can we do? We can't beg a motherfucker, because if you don't clean and detox from that state of mind, even if he gave you some, goddamn it, you can't wait to run over there and give it right goddamn back. Okay, that's what I said. And so you see right there, Odin, which was the chief of the Vikings, and the Vikings took over Britain. So when I talk about, I'm not just like it's just some mythology. No, the Vikings took over Britain and dominated Britain and gave Britain most of a lot of its culture after the Romans. So the British are nothing, the Scottish, the Ireland, all of them. You can see in the orange where the Viking settlement. So a lot of the words that are in English, a lot of the customs that are in English came from the Vikings. A lot of it come from the Romans, but particularly those two tribes, the Romans and the Viking, is where the majority of the British, the English, get their culture from. And it's so evident because they, you know, you can see in the days of the weeks, the months, the damn planets, all named after these goddamn Greco-Roman Viking deities and gods. And so you see right here where the British sailed across to North America. They sailed across before they was even the British. They were still the Vikings. I believe it was Leif Erikson or something, came into an area up in Canada, which I think Cape Cod. You understand? Came across. That don't mean shit because the African was already over there before his ass came across. You see what I'm saying? We had already went over there. He ain't went nowhere, but ain't no motherfucker on this planet went nowhere on this planet before we had already been there for hundreds of thousands of goddamn years. Period. I don't want to hear nothing less than that because they only got a documented history out the cave for the last 2,000 years. Okay? So the English brought their Roman Nordic Viking culture to America. That's why you got the Minnesota Vikings, the Raiders, and many other, you know, areas in this country named after them goddamn Vikings. And so even when you go off, just to show you how Santa Claus is something new, you understand? If you go off into goddamn Europe, they don't have a Santa Claus. Santa Claus is the last of what we call those who deliver gifts during Saturnalia and Yule. Okay, in Scandinavia at the top, in the darker green, you got Nissi, which is a little gnome with a goat. And they call him God Jewel. This is where you get jolly. They use the J there, but then they use the Y in America. That's just like that goddamn German, just like shit. Use no J, they use the Y and all of that dumb shit. You can see that ain't nothing but German. And so you'll see Jewel in some areas, it'll be Yule. So they exchange the J for the Y. Some will say Jehovah, some say Yahweh. And then some say Jesus, some say Yahoshua. I don't give a fuck what you use. Okay, that's a fake language that they created. Goddamn, what they call Hebrew ain't nothing but Yiddish, Arabic mixed together. There has never been a Hebrew that ever walked the face of the fucking earth. Okay, the alphabet that they using is the phonetic cursive form, the hieratic cursive form of what we call the ancient Egyptian language. Okay, and they put their own vulgar language, on top of it to make you think they invented an alphabet. They never had an alphabet. The Arabic, the Hebrew, every fucking language on the planet have taken from the ancient Egyptian Demotic, hieratic cursive form of the phonetic Egyptian alphabet. Sorry to tell y'all that. Okay, so you go in the red areas, it's Father Christmas. Okay, and when you say Father, that means God. Okay, I want y'all to be clear. When they say Father Time, they say Father Christmas, they mean, Father in that instance mean God. Okay, and so you can see, and then you got the Dutch areas up there, they got Santa Claus, which I call Sinister Claus, and this is where they get Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? So they got Santa Claus from Santa Claus, okay, which is a racist, which I'm gonna get down and show you, which is pure racism, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I got just as much right to be racist as they do. And some people say, you can't do a goddamn it, two rights, and make it even for me. It ain't got to be, wait, why would you fuck that? If they're going to be racist towards me and disdain my image and thing, I'm going to do the same goddamn thing to them. Because we got the right to do that. Okay? And so we see again the Vikings and the Romans coming in. And so we look at the days of the week. We already went over that. Now, in the Roman week, you got Sunday, Monday, then see it was Mars Day for Tuesday. So in the Roman, this is not correct. This is not correct because the first day in the Roman day of the week is Saturn. Okay, it's Saturn. First day, Saturn. The second day is Sunday, which is Dies Solis. Then you got Dies Luna, and the moon day was named after the Roman god Luna. Then you got Martis, which is the fourth day. Okay, which today is Tuesday. So you can see that they didn't even, the Anglo-Saxon Viking calendar has even, changed from the Roman calendar. So you say they changed that shit at their will. Okay, and you see right there, Wednesday Woden is Mercury. That's why they both got the feathers in their ears. Then you got Jupiter, and this show you the equivalence of what, the Vikings thought their god was in the Roman. And so Jupiter, which is Zeus, is Thor. And because you see Zeus with what? The lightning bolt. And then you see Thor with the lightning. He's the thunder god. So he was equivalent to Jupiter, Zeus. And then you got Venus, which is Phrygia, and then you got Saturday, and he didn't have no equivalent. He didn't have no equivalent in the Viking. And the lunar Norse soul had an equivalent in the Viking. You see? And so we'll read down here Saturday, or the day of Saturn was the first day of the week, not the seventh. As the god of agriculture, and you can see up here, this was a Roman calendar. You see right there at the top, you see Saturn with the sickle. He was the first day. As the god of agriculture, he can be seen in this preeminent position of importance, holding his symbol, a sickle. So that right there show you that Saturn was the premier god of ancient Rome. And that's why he's still in the days of the week today. You see what I'm saying? And when you understand Saturnalia, where they got drunk, did all type of perverted acts and shit. That's why Saturday is motherfucker day off. They get drunk. They go out to the clubs and shit. All the goddamn that would be done in the festival, in a greater manifestation in the festival of Saturnalia. Okay, next on the second day of the pagan planetary week is seeing the god with rays of light emanating from his head. Sunday was originally the second day of the planetary week and was known as Dies Solis. The third day of the week, Dies Lunar, day of the moon, later Monday. The Monday goddess is shown wearing the horned crescent moon as a diadem of her head, which is nothing but the manifestation of Heru. The rest of the gods follow in order: Dies Martis, which is Mars; Dies Mercury; Dies Jovis, which is Jupiter, Zeus; and Dies Venus, the seventh day of the week. So even though Phrygia is today is the sixth day, you know what, they still say today Sunday is the first day. So Friday is the sixth day. Sunday is the first day. So it's a solar year now. You see what I'm saying? Back then, you know, in the Roman Empire, Saturn was the god, the supreme god. You see? Now, you know, when the use of the Julian calendar with this recently adopted pagan planetary week spread into Northern Europe, the names of the days, Dies Martius, though through Dies Veneris, was replaced by Teutonic gods. Mars' day became Tiwaz or Tyre's day, Tuesday. Mercury's day became Woden's day, Wednesday. Jupiter's day became Thor's day, and Venus' day became Phrygia's day. The influence of the pagan astrological day names is still seen today. Latin-based languages such as Spanish retain astronomical names for Monday through Friday, with the Christian influence being seen in their words for Sunday, Domingo, or Lord's Day. So right there, that just lets you know. And Saturday, Sabado or Sabbath. Okay? To let y'all know that old Saturn is the god of Sabbath. Letting us know. And so you see right here, even the day of the planets, you got the days of the week, you got the planets, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, you see, Venus and Saturn. So they left them strictly Roman. You see what I'm saying? They left them strictly Roman. And so do you see right there how profoundly the Romans are, you know, a part of the British the British American Empire, which is nothing but an extension of Rome. So all that Jesus and this, that, and the third, you don't even see no goddamn Jesus. Where you see Jesus at? I ain't seen Jesus yet. They just put a icing over the cake. The cake is Roman and Viking, but the little icing is Jesus and shit. You know, 90% of what you talking about Christmas is Viking Roman. You see, and so these are these old tired looking ass brute deities. Every last one of them is a god of brute. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you look at this Santa Claus, it becomes even more obvious that Santa is Odin, which is, you know, and in this aspect, Saturn. You're going to look at both of them old white deities, bearded, this, that, and the third. We're going to see all of them ride through the air on chariots. We're going to see this. You see? And so come on in. Odin, Thor, many faces of Santa Claus. And so when you look at here, you know, Thor is always depicted as red. You see what I'm saying? He's depicted as red. And red is also a symbol of blood. We're going to see the sacrifice. And you see the goats, which we're going to later see is an aspect of Pan, which is the twin of Saturn. We're going to deal with that. That's why when you go into Capricorn, which is the house of the goat, you see that the ruling planet in the house of the goat is Saturn. You see what I'm saying? And also, one of the great gods of that house is Janus. That's the Trinity. Janus, Pan, the goat, and Saturn. And so you see here that Thor is also an aspect of that God. The goat, anytime you see the goat, an aspect of Pan. You see? And you see God Jewel. And that's very clear that they call it God Jewel, which is jolly. You see? And so when you're looking at the symbol of Capricorn, you see right there, baby New Year, which is Bacchus. You see him pouring out the wine. I'm going to show you that's another symbol that was stolen from the Romans, given to Jesus. You see baby Jesus with the Eucharist, with the wine. You see him, and many times you see him with the grapes. I'm going to show you that. You see right there, you see Saturn being pulled through the air, but he's being pulled by Naga, serpents. You see him with the sickle, you see him with the wheat, because he's a god of agriculture. Over here, you see Thor being pulled by the goat. Okay, you see the goat down here for Saturn. You see the goats over here with Thor. You see what I'm saying? You'll see even Jesus with Satan. You'll see them two hugged up. And so you see right here, this is Santa Claus on his horse. And now you see, which was before Santa Claus. This is where Santa Claus, he wasn't, Santa Claus wasn't riding on with no damn reindeer. He was on a horse. Okay, so you see, when you go to Santa Claus and he riding on the horse, you see you tracing it back in chronological order, and you can see how Santa Claus came from Odin, who also rode on an 8-legged horse. You see what they call slippinger. Okay. Now again, showing you, the baby New Year. Okay. Now later on, that was replaced by baby Jesus. In that period, he was replaced by baby Jesus. And again, I'm just showing you continuously. You see the goat down, under Saturn, he eating the children. That's technically baby New Year. See, they didn't clean this shit up for you, so it's more acceptable over here to the left. But technically, Chronos, Father Time, is Saturn with the sickle. That's who he is. And baby New Year right there is showing you that that's Bacchus, Cupid, and Zeus. And all, and so this is child sacrifice during that period. We already did that. Okay, Britain was ruled by the Viking Germans for hundreds of years. Many of their customs came to America. Okay, we did that. Let me come on down. It's time to get on into this. So now we looking at Santa Claus as Saint Nicholas. Let me come back up some. Okay, Santa Claus being Saint Nicholas is a complete lie. I want to state that. When the two are compared, the truth will reveal itself. Saint Nicholas didn't live at the North Pole. I'm sick of that. Thor, Odin lived at the North Pole. Okay, Saint Nicholas didn't fly through the air on no goddamn sleigh. Okay, Thor and Odin and Saturn was flying through the air on chariots and sleighs. Saint Nicholas didn't have little elves running around making toys. So that was the dwarves of Viking mythology that created all the weaponry for the gods. God damn, we busting this shit open. Ain't no more, no, we done bust this shit open, and all you wanna be thinking you goddamn super spiritual Christians, we knocking that shit down today. Your ass have been played, and the day where you can no longer look at the truth and see it for what it is over. We know y'all motherfuckers is hypocrites now. St. Nicholas didn't have omnipotent knowledge on who was bad or good. Santa is a goddamn God. He knows if you've been bad or good. He knows if you sleep or awake. What kind of man knows some shit like that? He know when you sleep or awake, everybody on the planet. That's omnipotent knowledge, omnipotent knowledge, knowing everything. You see what I'm saying? He got a list with all who bad and good on it. Just like St. Peter sit at the goddamn gates, the heaven gate with a goddamn list, the book of life. You know what I'm saying? With all the names of those who go into heaven and all those who go into hell. Okay? And so we're gonna see that Santa is an antigram for Saturn. Okay? Satan is an antigram for Saturn, because when you see Satan as the goat, you're going to see Saturn is the twin of Pan, which is the goat. See what I'm saying? So you're going to see that. The term father means God. Odin is the all father. They call Odin the all father. Cronus is father time. Santa is father Christmas. Father means God. He's not no mortal man. You see, this is a God. As you see right here, Krampus is the aspect of is the twin of Santa Claus. You see what I'm saying? It's his twin. Okay, Pan is the twin of Saturn. Okay, now in the Viking, you see the goats and Thor. You see what I'm saying? That's the aspect in the Viking pantheon. And so you see him right there eating it. So that's nothing but Kronos. You know, Krampus is an aspect of Saturn, devouring the children. See, devouring the tremble. So when you see in here, you see Krampus, you see Saturn, Santa Claus is Krampus, and you see the look in they goddamn this motherfucking Santa Claus eye, and the children is in total goddamn delirium. You know, they in perpetual fear. You understand? You can see Kronos on the end. This is all the aspects, you know, where they eat their own children and they devour their own parents and shit. How in the hell is we gonna flourish in some shit like this? We is in a state of chaos. That's why we don't have no other option but to free ourselves from this goddamn beast. Step 100% up out of this beast. Because this beast is beyond, diabolical. Diabolical ain't even the word. And so I want y'all to look at these early forms of goddamn Santa. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This motherfucker look like Jeepers Creepers. You understand what I'm saying? This motherfucker looks like some of the most sinister. How in the fuck you gonna get up there with somebody's child, looking like that? You know what I'm saying? Look like pure evil. You know what and so look at this motherfucker. Look like a creep. He's so glad you bring your children. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers is petty five. Sitting up there looking like a straight, you can see the sinister look in his eye. And so when you go to Santa Claus, you see how he got this is Santa Claus. You can see the aspect of Kronos. You can see the aspect of Saturn devouring the children. And see, when you see to the right, you see right there, you see Krampus. That's his twin. He come like this to fool you, but the spirit inside of him is Krampus. I want you to wake up today. That's why when you look in his eye, that's what you see. You see Krampus, you see Pan. Now, this is in a European, I believe this is in, I forget what fucking country this is. And this motherfucker got a bag of kids. They say they don't know where the origin of the goddamn statue come from, but this motherfucker up here eating children. And they let the motherfucking shit stay up. Oh, you see, they got this concurring mythology where they eating children. Okay, this is the Bacchanalia right here. This is the Bacchanalia. And you see the little children down there, and you see Pan right there, raping or trying to rape a woman, and the other woman trying to come to her aid. But he look like she about to crack a vase over his head and shit. You see what I'm saying? But Pan, that just lets you know he's strong arm. He's a racist. Okay, so at the root of all carnival, whether it be Saturnalia, whether it be Bacchanalia, whether it be Lupercalia, you're going to always find the worship of the goat Pan. That's their sexual perverted deity that they honor. They call him the great god Pan. He's the all when you talk about Pan. And that's why I stopped using that term pan-African, pan this, pan that. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers say it means all. It do mean all. It means all. That's why you get Pangea. All of what, though? You see what I'm saying? That's why, God in the Bible is called the all. You know what I'm saying? Pan. That's what he's called. You see what I'm saying? So they fooling motherfuckers. They using other terms to fool you into Greco-Roman worship of all these sick goddamn gods. And you can see that they the God because everything that's manifested in this is manifested in society. How motherfuckers act. You see them goddamn grapes and motherfuckers getting drunk, all type of, perverted activities, drinking and, raping and all type of homosexuality and everything. You see again here, pan-raping, strong arming. Just straight pick the goddamn woman up and run off with her. You see what I'm saying? And so it is very fearful time for children. When you look at the earlier, before the Santa Claus of the day, children was in fear of the goddamn fall and winter holidays, because that was looked at as, time of great uncertainty and death. You know what I'm saying? Whether you would even live through the goddamn winter. And when the fall came, they knew that the veil had opened up and many great demons and evil spirits was walking the earth. And so it wasn't no Santa Claus shit. Most of them children, was in fear that Krampus was going to carry their ass off to hell. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to wake up. And so you see Krampus right here, you see how he's strong arming the woman, this, that, and the third. And that's the same image of Pan. Krampus is Pan. You see, and once you make the understanding that Krampus is Pan, you will look at Santa Claus and know that he's Saturn. Got to wake you up today. Got to wake you up today. And you see right here, you can see here the aspect of this is Father Christmas. This is the English version of Santa Claus. You see what I'm saying? You see him putting him in the knapsack, kidnapping him, carrying him off. The same aspect of the Krampus, of the Chronos, Saturn, devouring of the children. You see? And this is one of their other demons that walked the earth during the winter period. Frau Percha, which was a witch that ate the intestines of the children. So you see right there, the intestines have been eaten out. They call her the disemboweler. This is one of their demons. So the goddamn Santa Claus is some shit that just made up 2 days ago to hide the fact of all this shit that existed before some goddamn Santa Claus. And you niggas around here talking about Merry Christmas and talking about the pagans took over goddamn Christmas. No, they did. This shit was always theirs. It was all, the Christians took it over and tried to hide the fact that it belonged to them. You understand? By ice, but they left so many fingerprints and DNA of the pagans that when you look at it for what it is, they can no longer hide the fact. I'm sorry to tell you. You niggas is just as much a pagan as any motherfucker you calling a heathen or pagan. Let me keep it moving. Let me keep it. This is another motherfucker. They call his ass, what this motherfucker called? I forget. Nick. What's this motherfucker? Damn. It's Nickel in his name, but Nick is just the devil. When you say Nickel, what's this motherfucker name? Wait a minute. Let me go back up here. They know what, they ain't gonna say it. I know what his name. I know Nickel was in it, and that Nick is symbolic of the devil. Let me see. There it is, Baal's Nickel. And you got to say, the devil is called Old Nick. And so they got this motherfucker going around, with switches and shit. This before Santa Claus. Christmas was not originally centered around children being happy. You see what I'm saying? So you see they walk around with a switch. This motherfucker done tied the child to the goddamn tree, whooping him and shit. This is the Chronos. This is the Saturn aspect of that. The devouring of the children. The devouring of the children here. Let me put this here. The devouring of the children. I want y'all to see this. This is the